YouTube, man, what's going on? It's LNH back with another vid, man. And if you have been living under a rock, man, the basketball scene has been going crazy. Of course, a ton of guys just played their first NBA Summer League game. Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, LiAngelo Ball, man, a ton of these guys just played. So we're gonna break it down, get right into it. How did LiAngelo Ball and Jalen Green really shock everyone and play extremely well? So let's break it down and get right into it. Now, first and foremost, man, I gotta tip my hat off to LiAngelo Ball. You know, we have followed this guy's story for a minute now. Of course, I always stayed up to date with a lot of the big baller content, but really haven't pushed it as much on my channel. Now, with LiAngelo, of course, making this Summer League team for the Hornets, you guys know everyone was wondering how was he gonna perform. Now, this dude dropped 16 points, 5 for 10 from the field goal, and 5 threes. Now, that is crazy to me. A lot of people know, if you even remember Lonzo Ball's debut, this dude was looking like a bust, but he did win MVP for that Summer League. But LiAngelo Ball, man, I gotta give it to him. This dude was looking very impressive, and maybe people were even calling him and saying that he had the best shot out of all the brothers. Now, there's one thing I gotta say about this game. You guys know this by now. People are so quick to give certain judgments about players, and that's why I find it hard to say all these really good things about LiAngelo Ball at a point in time. The reason being, it's only one game. I think it was great that he played so well, and he's for sure proving the haters wrong. I gotta give it to him for that. I gotta give him credit where it's due. Scoring 16 points in that first game and showing you could really hoop in the NBA when a lot of people thought he wouldn't even make it to this point is super impressive, but it's only one game. If he could really do this consistently, man, this dude for sure will easily have a spot on the Hornets. But on the other hand, I also gotta say this. We all know by now, it's really LiAngelo Ball's own fault, the fact that all of this happened to him and that he really turned up being somewhat of an underdog. I think for sure if he would have went to college and then ended up being and playing pretty well at UCLA, he probably would have been in the NBA right now and never would have had this type of thing happen. Whereas of course he ended up stealing back in China and then ended up leaving UCLA, which kind of put him in an awkward position to get a shot at making it to the NBA. Whereas UCLA seemed like it would have been the perfect spot for him to really develop, work on his game, and then try to make it to the NBA. But at the end of the day, we all do make mistakes, and he clearly has learned from those mistakes and is taking every opportunity that he has very seriously and is for sure capitalizing off of it, because the way he was playing, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting this at all. I was crazy shocked. I didn't think he really had it in him like this, but man, he clearly proved that he could play with the NBA, and I think for sure this dude, if he continues to keep it up, he could actually get signed and stay for a full contract. Now, it's funny how LeVar Ball had even stated back in the day how LiAngelo was the best scorer out of all three of the brothers, and this is actually coming to fruition. But one of the most impressive things I think a lot of people are forgetting about this was how much pressure Jello really had on him. Think about it. If all eyes are on you to perform, play your game, and really show if you really have what it takes to play in the NBA, and you're ending up and delivering this amount of points, 16 points, knocking down threes, look super confident and tough on the court, I think that really shows the type of character Jello has and the fact of the mental fortitude that it took for him to really have this type of confidence over the long period of time. And look, once he got that opportunity, he really did end up shining. But for sure, I think that was the toughest thing for him that not a lot of people are really realizing, and for sure he just proved a ton of people wrong. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about his debut here? I think he played extremely well, and for sure, he definitely has a shot at getting signed full time. But let me know if I missed anything. Leave it in the comments down below. Now, man, I gotta talk about this. Jalen Green. This dude was going crazy yesterday. I think this is the best I've ever seen him play. Man, the way he was moving on the court, I gotta be honest here, he was moving like he was Kobe or MJ. He was taking step backs, knocking down threes, and was looking crazy impressive over, of course, you know what people are saying, over Cade Cunningham. They're saying Jalen Green should have been the #1 pick, and the way he was playing, man, it's hard to argue about that. Now, Jalen actually dropped 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, And man, the way he was playing, he just looked so comfortable on the court, really putting the ball up with ease. And I really think he is going to be a star in the future. The athleticism combined with the jump shot, the ball handling, man, he is looking like he has a super bright future ahead of him. But man, I gotta be honest here. I think the biggest thing, and we're starting to realize, and it's the one question I had always wondered: how does going to the NBA G League compare to going to places like college or even overseas? And I think we're clearly starting to see the difference, and even only that one small year had made. Of course, Cade Cunningham hasn't had that type of experience where he's going up against NBA players like this, where Jalen Green, of course, was going and playing up against them every time they did have a game in the summer league. And he looked way more comfortable and way more confident, in my opinion, in his game and his ability to knock down shots and get buckets than someone like Cade Cunningham did. But again, I gotta say it one more time and preface this: it's only one game. But Jalen Green was looking super impressive. I gotta give it to him right now. I think for sure, if we based it off this one game, he should have been that first pick. Now, in my opinion, the type of energy we saw between Joshua Christopher, aka J-Gup, and Jalen Green, of course, them being former AAU teammates, was off the charts. I think the way they played together really meshes so well because they do have that type of chemistry, but it was just how excited they were to get on the court and show that they could play the game of basketball, show what they've worked on all this time. Man, I love seeing this duo playing. It's crazy to me because you guys know we don't even really cover NBA like that on this channel, but seeing how these younger guys can really translate their game from college, from the G League to the NBA, and be able to perform well, man, it's definitely going to give some insight as to these younger players, and maybe it's going to influence a lot of these younger guys to go to places like the NBA G League instead of college or overseas, because it really prepares you to make a big impact on your team. Now, J-Gup ended up having 13 points, but man, Cade Cunningham actually had 12 in his season debut, and I'm going to be very curious and for sure going to keep a lookout on how these dudes do compare in the future and over the long period of time. You guys know Cade was looking real tough in college, but this first NBA debut, of course, it's only one game, and for sure I would like to see who ends up getting the MVP here and who really ends up playing the best, which one of these two guys really can battle it out long term. Now, I think the most important thing we need to take from all of these observations and how these players have played is one thing: just because you play well in the NBA G League does not mean your game is going to correlate to the NBA regular season and that you're going to be able to even be a star. This is just honestly, in my opinion, a test to see what they can do on the court in this environment, but for sure nothing is guaranteed once you end up getting to the actual NBA and playing against the regular guys. If you guys know, a lot of the guys in the NBA G League, of course, when we're looking at talent wise, they are not going to be the best players in the NBA. If you look at talent, these guys are probably the lowest to mid tier, when of course if you're on a regular team, you're going to be playing against top guys every night. So you want to keep this in mind and really don't come to quick conclusions whenever we talk about how players play in one game. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Do you think I missed anything about these situations? Jello was super impressive, and of course Jalen Green did his thing on the court, played very well. I definitely would like to see what these guys can do in the future. For sure, it's all about the long term. We can't just look at one game, but man, these guys are gonna have some exciting futures ahead of them. But make sure to like this video, man, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, please. It's free, doesn't cost anything, man, and leave a comment down below what you liked about the performances. Man, am I capping? Do you think Jalen Green, LiAngelo are really that good, or they're not good? Let me know in the comments down below, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Leave any video suggestions as well you would like to see, man. But all right, it's LiAngelo.